All right, training your dog around other dogs. So if you're struggling with getting your dog's attention and your dog just can't focus with you while there's dogs around, this is for you. And the first thing we always want to make sure to do is we want to make sure that the dog can focus, whether that's with food, toys, affection, whatever reward that they want, and that they can take it and accept it from you and pay attention without any dogs around. So first, we're going to make sure that we do engagement drills with our dogs before bringing out a dog distraction. The second thing we're going to need a calm dog first. If you already know that your dog cannot focus around other dogs, you don't want a super active dog that's going to bark or lunge at your dog. So later we're going to bring out a calm dog that's just going to stand there basically while we work the dog's attention with the dog on the side. So first I'm going to bring out Lonnie. I'm going to actually have 3 very inexperienced dogs so you can see the difference between each one. And I'm going to start with Lonnie. I'm just going to work on her attention first with no dog around, and then we'll bring the dog out. All right, so I got Lonnie here. She is a Weimaraner puppy, and as you can tell, all she wants to do is sniff around. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to make sure she's somewhat paying attention to me, and I'm going to do that by continuously walking away from her. So if she pulls one way, I'm always going to go opposite, and she's kind of strong, so you saw how she kind of almost took me off right there. I'm going to keep walking away from her. If she pays attention to me, I'm going to give her some of her food. But as you can tell, she's very interested in the grass. So I'm going to actually show her some food and see how she does here. Yes. All right, so if you have a dog that's taking rewards, you're going to use that to your advantage for sure. So I'm walking away. Yes. And you can tell she's more locked in now with the food. Help your dog wherever you need to. Right now I'm just moving away from her still. Same games, just I'm going to show her the food now. Yes. Yes. And then once your dog is looking like this, where they're following you around or constantly looking for some type of attention from you, yes, you can move on to the next step. So I started with just moving away from her first. Now I'm just going to stand here and reward for eye contact. So this is me paying for her attention without helping her out with the movement. Yes. And notice I'm not calling her or anything. I'm just telling her YES if she does something that I like, because I want to build her attention and not constantly nag her. Yes. And earlier you saw how she tried to jump on me. I kind of just moved her away because I don't want her to jump and try to eat the food out of my pouch. Yes. So this is a good example of how now she's kind of focused. So we can start doing a little extra and we'll bring a dog out. We're going to do the same exact thing. So in the beginning, we're going to move backwards away from the dog and pay for eye contact or them coming up to us. And then afterwards, once they're more warmed up, I can just stand here and just pay for eye contact without helping her out with movement or any verbal. I'm just going to wait. Yes. She has a little bit of training, so she kind of understands the game, but you saw how earlier she was super excited, pulling all over the place, and now that she's more, so notice how she sees the dog, right? Can you stand behind me, Michelle? Right, so there she's going to try to engage with the dog. I'm just not going to let her go up to the dog, because the more the dog engages with dogs, the more excited they'll be. So I want to show them that dogs are boring. And then stand in the sun right here, Michelle. All right, so she's going for the grass again. I'm just going to start all over again with movement. Yes. And I'm not going to give her that because she jumped on me. Yes. And we're just repeating what we did earlier, but we're starting all the way back from the beginning. Yes. So I'm helping her a lot more with movement. And I'm not worried about staying still yet. She knows there's the dog there, obviously. Yes. All she has to do is follow or look at me, and I just have to make sure she doesn't reach the dog. She's young, so I expect her to try. Yes. Key thing too, when they pull towards the dog, always go opposite to them. Yes. Yes. So now she's a little more focused. Same thing like earlier, except there's a dog there. I'm just standing here and rewarding for eye contact. No. Yes. And we're going to escalate it again. So now I'm going to have Michelle walk Aries back and forth. So now we have the dog moving, so she's going to be more interested. So I'm going back to moving, helping her out. Always okay to go back steps. You're tangled now, little lady. Okay. So this will be more exciting to her. So now I got to help her out more with my movement on my side. Right? Yes. Yes. And a lot of people always ask, oh, but my dog doesn't take food around other dogs. So usually it takes some time to prep them to get to this level. If you're not constantly hand feeding or training with food, then your dog's not going to see the value of it. Lonnie has done a lot of hand feeding and training with food, so she understands the game. That's why she's taking food around other dogs. She also has decent food drive. Yes. But in the beginning, she didn't take food around dogs either because she was just so overstimulated and she didn't care about the food that much. Yes. Yes. And as you can tell, she's coming a little closer and closer, and Lonnie's still tolerating it, even though earlier she was like spinning all crazy trying to reach the dog. Yes. Because she learned that in this session that it's pointless, I'm never going to let her go up to the dog. So now she's not attempting to run up to her as much. Yes. And we're able to get way more attention from her and self-control. Yes. So I'm going to put Lonnie away. I'm going to grab a different dog and show you the difference with somebody else. All right, so here I have Max. He has no training whatsoever. We got a dog in the back right there. So let's see how he does. He doesn't seem like he cares about the dog that much, but I'm going to assume that his attention isn't good. He has decent food drive, and let's see what he gives us. All right, so off the bat, he's not pulling towards the dog. That's a good sign. But since he has no training, I'm pretty sure his attention is probably not going to be that great. And he might not take the food because he does not have a routine of earning food yet. Okay, never mind, he took it. So we are in the game. So all I want to work on is him following me or giving me eye contact while there's a dog there and while being out in public. So I'm going to see if he follows my movement. Yes. Okay, so now we're going to move around. I just want to see if he can follow me around without pulling on the leash. If he goes one way, I'm going to go opposite. Yes. Yes, so now I'm going to test him a little bit. I'm going to stop with the movement. I'm just going to stand here and pay for unprompted eye contact. Yes. Dang, Max. Yes. I'm not calling his name. I'm not asking for attention. I'm just waiting for it. So later on, he does it on his own. And then now we're going to move areas around. Let's see how he does, if he cares. He hasn't even looked that way, so it doesn't seem like he cares about her that much. And I'm just kind of testing it to see what he does. But ideally, I would want to start moving him right away so he doesn't try to pull towards the dog. But his energy is pretty calm. Yes. So I'm just going back to movement again while the dog is moving. Yes. And then very soon, I'm going to go back to just staying still. Yes. All right, he's not taking it, which is fine. I just don't want him to pull on the leash or pull towards the dog or bark at the dog. He heard a noise at the side. So here he's putting a little tension that way, so I'm going to put tension this way. Yes. But he's doing pretty good with this moving dog. Actually better than Lonnie, even though this guy has no training. So sometimes your dog, you might just get lucky and their personality is like, oh, I don't really care. All right, but you get the gist of him. I'm going to bring out Callie. She's a little dachshund who can be a little reactive, so let's see how she does. All right, I got Callie, the little dachshund. She could be reactive to people and dogs, and she's also pretty inexperienced with training, so let's see how she does. We're gonna go through the exact same routine, and we'll go through it a little faster so you can kind of see. So first things first, I'm never gonna follow the dog. Yes. So for her, since she's super beginner, I am showing her the food. I'm literally putting it in her face, and I just want her to eat around this dog. She's had a little bit of training. Okay, so she doesn't really care about the food, so I'm gonna help her with some movement. I'm not gonna let her just sniff the grass and lay down. I will kind of still enforce that she has to follow me. And if she takes the food, great, and if not, that's totally fine too. Okay, you want to lay on your back. So we'll use a little bit of affection here. She took one. Okay, she spat it back out, which is fine. She's not reacting, she's being pretty calm, so we'll move the dog around. Can you walk her around? Okay, so now Aries is moving. Let's see what Callie does. And I just want to make sure that I don't stop moving with her, because for her, since I know she can explode, I don't want to give her the opportunity to. I want her to focus on me at least 50%, and then she could focus on the trigger 50%, so it's not just 100% blow up on the other dog or that person walking by. Right, if she knows that she has to keep following me, this is going to help with the reactivity. And notice how I'm not just putting her in a sit or a down and making her watch the dog. I feel like that's everyone's default thing to do when they don't know, but that just makes your dog focus on the dog harder. Okay, so she didn't take the food. I'm still trying to give her the food, but this might be where we're gonna get at today with her. Because for her, I think with the owners, they usually use treats. So this kibble is probably not gonna do much for her. But once she's in the routine of earning her kibble for everything, then her food drive will be much higher. But she's doing pretty good with the dog over here. I'm gonna bring her closer. Okay, she's pooping. Okay, but you get the gist here where we're moving them back and forth, and then once they're good, we stop moving, and then we kind of escalate more with what the dog does. So right now, the most we're doing is just walking Aries around. Later on, I would swap out for other dogs. I might have dogs playing fetch in front of them. I might have dogs barking, just whatever to make it more realistic for the dog and raise the level. But this would be a very beginner example of what you would start with first. Start with a calm dog and have your dog moving around, then staying still, rewarding for attention and movement.